Yeah, so I guess just to go on like weeks or whatever's been going on recently. Anything you've been watching, playing, checking out that's of note?
Yeah, I watched a drone show that there was Fry from Futurama. There was like a drone show the other day. Did you
Was
see that?
there? I didn't
Yeah.
see that. How did that go?
I
Was
just
that
watched like a clip of it, but I
yeah?
was now anytime I see anything drone related, like in the sky, a nice show, I'm like, Woolie.
They don't know yet. They don't know yet. They
We
don't. They
talked
don't.
about we just talked about it. That's
Oh,
all I'll say. We had a
okay.
long conversation about it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wooly, are you abandoning kites for drones?
No, no. But now I suppose we have to discuss it because this was for me. This was, and I shared it, and I shared it. It was a conversation we had, but I guess now it's out here, so we're going. Fine.
I'm sorry, Wool.
It's okay. I knew this day would come someday, and that day is today, I suppose, right? But I love kiting, obviously, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I still do. But more importantly, there was just a thought as to like what is something. Okay, if I ever was just out of this game and gone, and YouTube
Yeah.
shut down and everything,
You've retired from public life.
I feel that there are things that are currently possible but not being fully the potential of different of the technology and the places we can go is not being fully realized. And quite frankly, I've been keeping my eye on drone shows and the way those things paint in the sky from when they were
It's cool.
really basic to now when they're really advanced. And I'm like, these things, no one's paying attention to them, but these things are fucking amazing, and you can do unbelievable things, and we're just scratching the surface of it. And like, I would super go hard into art in the sky via drone. And I just think that it's a field that requires a lot of attention, and to take it to the next level, it would require a lot of dedication and time and engineering and ingenuity. But I just I don't have that kind of time, and I don't have the ability to set that up in my life. But in an alternate reality, I go 1,010% into that direction, and I believe the end of the conversation was, well, if ever you don't hear from me, Vinny, look to the
That's where you will
skies.
be. Yeah, look to the skies. Yeah. Well, I've been looking, and apparently yesterday at San Diego Comic-Con, there was a Futurama promotion, and they did a bunch of Futurama art
Okay.
in the sky. So that's
Okay.
why this came up. Apologies for giving that away, but yeah,
That's
I forgot. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It's a good bit. It's my dream, but but it's also a good bit. And who
feel
am
like
I
by
to not
speaking
sacrifice my
that-
dream for the bit?
Yeah.
I feel like by speaking that into the air, we are now one 15-minute period away from finding out that all drone operators have been replaced by AI.
I mean, certainly, certainly, but the reality of it is that like one of the biggest problems is that like the sound is too loud. We can't get over that. But I just think that there's so much potential there, and like the fact that when I first saw it, a post of a video of it was like a very basic, like I think it was just like a Pac-Man or something simple, whatever, and it was like, is anyone else seeing like the potential behind just the idea that this is a coordinated thing, not just turning lights on in a pixelated form, but like a fully three-dimensional thing? I sent you that dragon the other day. Like, it's getting there, and no one's super paying attention except for like at like New Year's, they'll be like, oh wow, look what this country did. That's crazy. And it's essentially digital fireworks are happening.
It's more importantly than digital fireworks, it's that it's reusable fireworks.
Yeah. And the potential to like set up a shop and have a thing where you're like, okay, we can do this big scale for a celebration, or we can do it small scale for like a wedding or like a party somewhere, and as long if you can work out the noise part of it, you can just have these awesome things, and it's not going to be as like because I mean, obviously 4th of July is huge in the States and everything like that.
Yeah.
But, like the ability to coordinate this and make it like not as like smoke filled and crazy and nuts with the everything, but I love fireworks. I fucking love me some
me
fireworks.
too.
I want
Me
it to
too.
be. I talked about it before. Like I wanted to be a pyrotechnician for a while in my life. Like that was a real thing. But just the fact that you can reuse it and then go further, take a step beyond. Like I'm fucking It's the coolest shit, man.
And not scare the shit out of animals.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a big one.
Right.
You know, it's funny because like I'm looking at so Vinny just posted in the little Discord chat we have. He posted the Futurama show that he's describing, and it's really cool. I skimmed through it, and I don't know if it says more about my personality or maybe the state of the drones, but I'm like, that's really cool. That's really impressive. But to me, that's not as violently impressive as a 1,000 tall foot fucking sphere that just turns into a giant goddamn eyeball that looks at you while you're golfing.
Yes, especially while you're golfing and stares at your horrible putt.
Like I love the sphere. I love it. So it is both an eighth wonder of the world and the cyberpunk nightmare here now for us.
I'm looking forward to seeing that in Vegas for Evo, and I'm gonna get up close, and I want to see if I can get close enough to see the annoyed, disappointed golfers out on the green.
It's
fucking
it's
up the
one of those
skyline.
things where I look at it and I go, you know, when people are like, oh, we're living in a dystopia, and then you think of all the dystopia fiction that you've encountered over your life, like Blade Runner. Like, shit's cool in Blade Runner. It's run down and awful, but aesthetically, it's really cool.
My favorite
Our
movie.
dystopia sucks and is lame. It's like the TV dinner version of dystopia.
Yeah.
Except for that big sphere.
Yeah.
Also, though,
There will be more.
Yeah. And the thing is the importance of the context is that the Las Vegas skyline is not only ever changing, but it's always been a nightmare. You know, like the fucking the old days of the casino era like strip are long gone. There's all kinds of garish, weird, horrible buildings popping up and nightmare casinos like year to year. So like, what the fuck is just one more huge weird orb that stares at you or turns into a planet and does all kinds of other creepy shit?
Eye of Sauron. You know what? It's funny that you mentioned garish things in Vegas, because in New York City, the skyline is all kinds of fucked up by just like these tall, skinny penthouse buildings, like near Central Park. And there's like the character of the skyline. I know it sounds weird, but to someone who grew up, you know, I mean, there's a romanticized version of the skyline that was like so iconic in merchandise and like postcards. And you look at it now, and it's like kind of just a jagged hellscape. And a lot of these tall, skinny buildings have like, 26 condos in them. And that's it.
So I brought this up when I went to New York years ago last time. Is maybe which one? Was it 432 Park? Yep, that's the one. 432 Park Avenue. This fucking horrible looking thing. Because we went to the Empire State Building and we're looking out, and I just remember looking and seeing this ugly colored weird skinny thing. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, I hate that
like,
building. I just googled it.
Yeah, and everyone that was like from there basically was just like, oh god, that thing. They're like, yeah, people are just they're building up because they've got that one plot of land, so why not go as high as possible and make their mark, And
There's
it's
a
like
bunch more.
Yeah, and I saw the plans for the U or the curve, whatever the fuck. They want to build one that curves at the top into a second building now, and it's similarly skinny and ugly and just fucking
Hey,
Oh
I've got a
god, yeah,
question
I'm looking
for
at
you
that.
guys.
awful architecture.